Hey everyone, in today's video we had the incredible chance to speak with both Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder, who both played the iconic Mandalorian. They were an absolute blast to speak with, so hope you enjoy.
Hi, guys, and welcome to Rebel Scum Con in Texas. We are here with Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder, who both play the Mandalorian. How are you guys doing today? I know you got some food.
Doing great, yeah. Our stomachs are full. Yeah.
It's been amazing. I mean,
Y'all can share the
the,
microphone.
the best thing about being at Rebel Scum versus many other con is that you're dealing with family constantly. It's run by family. They have a great atmosphere, and so the fans come in and then they don't feel so encumbered by, like, I don't know, the processes of Hollywood or whatever it is that people put on. So it's really nice. Like, I get to see him interact with Lateef, and he gets to, share his greatness, and it's really fun to be a part of that.
Yeah, it's by far one of my favorite cons. People here are so awesome. I love Texas. I love the brisket here. I like the food and everything. So yeah, it's amazing.
Now you guys have played the Mandalorian for 7, 8 years now. 8, that's even better. You've been a part of this journey. What was it like knowing that it's not going to be a season 4, it's going to be a movie? Do you remember that day where you got the call or the email knowing that it was going to be a cinematic release?
I mean, it didn't faze me. I didn't see it any differently. When everyone saw the show, they said, "Oh my God, it's like a movie," and so it never even dawned on me that it might be different. And so that's the way we looked at it. The way the scale that we shot it on obviously fit for the streaming, but you could have put it on big screen, and it would have been just as good. So when people were like, "Hey, it felt like an episode," I was like, "Yeah, when it was an episode, you said it felt like a movie." So we did our job, and we did it well. So no, it didn't really make a difference.
No, I totally agree with them. Everyone on that crew pretty much came from the movie world. So we shot it like a movie. It's basically 8 episodes, so it's like an 8-hour movie basically. So that's why it didn't make any sense when people are like, "Oh, it's just like another episode." It's like, well, that's great because we shot that in like a movie. The action, the stunts and action, like that's very hard. I think people got spoiled a little bit. So coming from the stunt side of it, usually for television, as a television show, it's not that extensive or it's not that big. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we got to do some big stunts and big fights on the series, and people are like, "Wow, that's amazing, this and that." It's like, well, yeah, we all come from the movie world. We know how to move fast and shoot it like like a theatrical, fight and everything. So it wasn't like a stunt television fight, which would have been a lot smaller, and not on a grander scale and everything like that. So even the movie, we even took it up a notch, even more, as far as that, and yeah.
Now, obviously, this movie was shot for IMAX, so the production was way bigger, the sets were larger. So with that, did you both have to take a different approach to it as opposed to shooting the TV show?
I had no. It was the people who had to make the big adjustment were the crew. They had to do certain things that allowed for the scale that we were going to get at with the IMAX lenses, things like that. We had to do some special things, so maybe we waited a little longer for this, that, or the other thing. But as far as the approach, we never lost it. And now it's like we have second. It's like everything's second nature to us, and so there's very little we have to ask of each other. I think personally, and I remember John and I talking about John Favreau and I talking about the opening sequence. And how he was, he's still getting extremely excited about this. And so that's always a good sign because sometimes people get a little bored with it all. But he was so excited about it. And we talked about it like going to the movies when we were kids and being able to see like The Spy Who Loved Me. And it's this James Bond opening where you have like a 10, 15-minute open that's just paced. And the only way you have that happen, I lost the kid. Oh. How weird. I'm a Florida dad. I lost my kid. And so I was able to see exactly what he wanted, and then to be able to watch what they like. I could walk in anytime Lateef goes down. I'm happy to stand up for him. Other than that, I let him do the rest. And so it's really cool to watch the impact of what he's about to do. And these, like when we jump in and out, it's great, like in a scene, and we always love that. But then when I didn't get to see him do the AT-AT scene all the way through. I got to see it later. Wow. And so I never want to spoil anything from the movie if I can help it, even though I've read the script or this TV show, because I want to experience as the fan I am. And so to watch that, I was like, all right, oh boy, set a standard.
Yeah, well, John Favreau came up to me early in, production, and he came up and said, hey, so we're going to shoot this in IMAX. So I want you and JJ, Dashnow, who's the stunt coordinator, to choreograph some fight scenes that are going to be, you're going to be pulling mostly on Mando. You're going to be seeing the world around him. It's going to be, the aspect ratio is bigger. So you want to interact with a lot of, the environment and, set and everything like that. And they're going to, he wanted me to level up on the action a little bit. So there's going to be longer takes. If you notice, it was a lot longer takes, and there was a wonder in the AT-AT. And the fight I had with Donald Mills as Imbo, at the end, it was like a lot longer cuts. You didn't see like 1, 2, 3 moves and then cut and then just move on. It was more like 10 moves and, things like that. So it was a lot more work and everything like that, but it was great. And speaking of the opening the ice base, which is very cool, is you get to see us do our thing where he's walking down, the hallway, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to get into this room with these stormtroopers getting ready to ambush us, you know what I mean? Then we're just coming up with the fire as a distraction, and then it switches off to me.
We hate dumb Mando. Like, we never want, like, bonk on the head Mando or anything like that. Yeah. So we always want to make sure he's not walking in a room and he's like, hey, come with me, Kid Bank. You know what I mean? Like, which they would do if we don't push it. And so I love, like, Lateef's like, hey, so I'm doing this. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Can I kick this? And I'm like, yeah, kick it. So, like, those are the really cool moments, and that walk in and then the double tap and all those spoilers. If you haven't seen it, come on. What are you doing with your life? Get on streaming. The hard copies come out in a week. Let's go. All right. But yeah, I love that aspect, the way we get to just be like, oh, okay, and then watching him level up. And anytime Mando goes down to the ground, and I joke about it, but the reality is anytime Mando goes down to the ground, you have to be very good to be able to get back up fluidly, which is why Lateef does it, because he he understands how to balance himself off one hand into a, back kick, like on the AT. That was my favorite. Watching him back kick that dude. What's it called? What is the kick called?
Chapéu de couro.
Yeah, it rolls right off the tongue. Chapéu de couro.
It says.
All right. I've been practicing. Yeah. But that one I was like, oh, Mando, he just leveled up. He's got new armor. It's awesome.
By the way, that means leather hat. It's like, when you throw it like a hat. Yeah, so it's kind of like, chapéu de couro, yeah.
You mentioned that you guys go back and forth a lot. You flip back in and out. What do you guys do together to make it the best scene possible? How do you guys collaborate together? Do you guys communicate entering a scene to talk about what's going on to make it, just the best possible?
Yeah, we have to. You know what I mean? Like, he kind of dictates the feel, and like I said, the Western feel of the guy. I can't just go in there and start doing my thing. You know what I mean? We kind of have to blend our characters together. So even how he enters the room, I kind of have to match that energy until I get into, the meat of my fight, and then I just turn on the violence or turn on whatever I'm gonna,
Just switch it up.
Yeah, to switch it up. But yeah, it's a must, because it wouldn't work otherwise,
Okay, I have a question. So as a stuntman, normally you have to follow somebody constantly. In this, you have so much agency and ownership of Mando. And I know that you'll call me and be like, hey, where should I put my hand or something like this, as far as like a gun, something like that. But now that you have, because usually it's kind of like, oh, follow this pattern, right? Mm-hmm. And now that now you're acting. Now you're doing a whole different version of stunt. Like, it's stunts and acting. And I know you're like, I don't want to say the lines. I get it. Mm-hmm. But now you're doing something I don't feel like is really done often, if ever at all. What is that? Is that right? And what is that like?
Yeah, it's correct. A lot of people, usually, it's called stunt doubling, where they kind of look like the character. They're trying to match how he moves. With ours, it's a little different, because I'm playing kind of.
We look alike.
Yeah, we don't look alike that much. Yeah, but I'm pretty much like the action actor in the suit. He is the main actor. I'm the stunt actor. In the suit. So. Yeah, I kind of have, I kind of have my own, how you say, authority,
Yeah.
authority. I give pretty much my own ideas.
Did you think about it, or did it just to happen?
Think about what?
Like, oh, hey, I get to decide this or that. Or like, to me, I felt like a lot of the times, like it's Western, so I'm going to follow a Western idea. But I never thought, because I think if I thought that, I'd get a little floaty and lose my feet to the
Right.
ground.
Yeah. No, I can't. Yeah, because that's where you take care of most of the Western stuff. But I kind of have to pay respects to it. You know what I mean? Like I'll start it out with something more of what I'm used to, like a back elbow or maybe a front kick or something. But then like we talked about, sometimes I'm like, oh man, what am I going to do to this guy? If I do a back fist, just a move like that, it's like it's a little too martial arty. And then I'll be like, oh man, I'll get stuck and I'll come to him and be like, hey man, what's a good something else. This looks too martial art. What's it good? He's like, just a big overhand cowboy right. You know what I mean? And I'm like, sometimes I get a little too complicated in my choreography because they're always thinking of these different moves so you don't repeat and repeat. I'm like, oh yeah, shoot, that'll work too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And obviously, I can see the way you guys interact with each other, and you're obviously good friends. But has collaborating on The Mandalorian brought you guys closer together in that friendship? I know the
That's my
Yeah,
brother.
we-
Like my girls, my daughters, that's Uncle Lateef. Like he's family.
Yeah,
like,
we might as well be related.
Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
much.
there's
that.
blood, and then there's family, and he's my family.
Yeah, same. Yeah, for sure. There's nothing more to say about that.
And finally, what would you guys say is the best part about being a part of the Star Wars family?
This,
Yeah.
honestly, it's this. Being real with the fans. I know that, and I say it every time, and I'm gonna say it again, because without fans, without you guys, without this, Disney's not paying for it. It's not just it's Star Wars, so we do it. We do it because the fans love it, and so we owe everything that we get to do. I'd like to retire as Mando. I don't need another job. You want to keep doing it? I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Because of you, we get to do what we love, and we love that you love it. You know what I mean? So this is the best part. I love my day to day, and we get to hang out and, what stupid thing did I do? Or, he'll, be checking on my girls, making sure they're okay. And, he'll be there with me, dropping my kid off at college in 3 days. So like those are the things that, are the day to day greatness. But when you look at the, forest for the trees, it's like, it is about somebody walking up and going, I've had 3 brain tumors that I've had pulled out of my head. And man has really kind of helped me get to a happy place in these moments or things like that. Like, what do you do with that other than say thank you? You know what I mean? I'm glad I could do one moment of respite. Cool. I've done something in my life.
Yeah, 100% agree. Especially here, which everyone's been so gracious and showing us a lot of love. Especially, we got title cards and everything. We got top billing on this film, and everyone's expressed how much they support us and screamed in the theater when they saw our names and things like that. And I tell them the same. It's like, man, because of you guys, whatever you tell us at this booth, I like talking to all the fans because we actually put it in. We'll actually use that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What everyone likes, what you guys like, and it's like that goes into the character as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys.
Did you found us all?
I hope that was my phone.
I was thinking. No, thank you guys so much for talking with us today, and all the love and support that you get is so very well deserved. So thank you guys.
And I'm not drunk.
He says.
A huge thanks to Rebel Scum Con for allowing us a chance to speak with both Brendan and Lateef. And if you want to watch more interviews like this, just click the tab right there. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you always.